Hi, this is PR Sundar. Welcome to Dalal Street Week Ahead program sponsored by Delta.exchange. Last week, we have seen the big drama, budget, and then Indo-US trade deal and everything. And markets were very, very volatile. It shuttled between 24,700, 600, I think, to 26,700. Of course, that was in GIFT Nifty. So it was a 1,000 point fall, 2,000 point rise, again 1,000 point fall, So Indo-US trade deal has come and market shot up, then came down more than 1,000 point from high. I'm not talking about the Nifty, GIFT Nifty future. And now all the weaker bulls have been thrown out. Those who see the good news chase the market. That's why we always say, don't chase the market. And now the question is, all the weaker bulls have been thrown out. So will the market continue to move ahead? That we will know by the end of next week. Right now, the 25,500 to 26,000. So that is a range. I'm expecting this range to continue before breaking out. The probability of breaking out is very high, then probability of breaking down. So which means that after some days of consolidation, Nifty is likely to shoot beyond 26,000. So that is my view. Yesterday, there were a lot of social media posts, people are saying 1,200 point gap up, 1,000 point gap up because the US, the joint statement has come, right? Remember, I always say for the same good news, second time market do not react as much as the first time. Even if I tell you the worst possible thing has happened, coronavirus came, the Nifty fell 40%. But then after some gap, the second wave of corona came. The second wave was more deadlier than the first wave. But still, Nifty has fallen only about 10%. And it's just only 1/4 of what it fell during the first one. So the same thing, on the day Nifty was gap up around 1,000 point, right? And then went higher, came down, profit booking. And now probably tomorrow the gap up may be 200 to 300 point maximum and not more than that. And on top of which, even without this news also, GIFT Nifty was indicating about 150, 160 point higher closing on Friday night. So that's because the US markets shot up like anything. Everything shot up the other day. So crypto from $60,000 to $70,000 Bitcoin, and then Nasdaq shot up 4% from intraday low to intraday high. S&P 500 shot up 3% from intraday low to intraday high. Silver and gold also recovered. So it was an overall recovery. Why our markets fell for the last 1 or 2 trading sessions? Just because of the global cues. We have nothing wrong with the local cues. Just because of the global cues, markets came and broke even 25,500 on the downside. So, if you can remember the day that Indo-US trade deal news came, and the first few minutes, market shot up, but around 1:30 in the afternoon, the market settled. Then from that 1:30 onwards, the Nifty high was 25,900. Nifty future, I'm not talking about the Nifty spot, I'm talking about the Nifty future. So 25,900, and then, came down the following day, again shot up. It went up to 25,910, just 10 points. Then again selling came, again market came. So in a way, even after that US trade deal news, 25,900 in future maybe spot maybe 25,850 to 25,900. So that is being shown as a resistance. And incidentally, I follow some technical analysis. As per that technical analysis, if Nifty closes above 25,900 and the Nifty becomes technically long also. So therefore 25,900, looks like a immediate resistance. And although both India and US, they were desperate situation to find a deal, but still there are a lot of doubts. Even at this point of time, the people said first announcement by Trump, then joint statement, then sometimes in the middle of March, they will sign the formal agreement, right? So the Trump announcement has come and the joint statement has come, but till now, one thing is not very, very clear. US keeps saying that India will not buy the Russian oil, and India has never said anything about it. Right? And even now, Indian Commerce Minister talking, India energy security and this and that. So there seems to be a sort of disconnect between the Indian story and the American story. And then, if India has agreed to stop buying Russian crude, what the Trump should say, he should say we are reducing that 25% extra tariff because India has stopped it. But what he says, now we are reversing the 25% extra tariff as India agreed to stop buying the Russian crude. If they buy, we will continue to monitor. If they buy Russian crude in future, we will increase this tariff. So where is the question of if comes? Two countries agreed in principle, signed the document, then how come there is a question of, breaking that rule? So I think there are two major issues. One is buying a Russian crude. So you know who is the major beneficiary. The second one is a free flow of agriculture products from America to India with a 0% tariff. So these two has been, for a long time, this has been a, very, very critical part of the trade deal. So both are not clear. So therefore, it's not that, something, it has like crystal clear, so we can go long in Nifty, something like that. So still there are some doubts, skepticism about this deal, and especially we all know about the Trump. So overnight he will change the view, he will do something. So therefore, no, you cannot take that US trade deal, for granted. So we have to wait for the formal agreement. Maybe once formal agreement has been signed, then things may be very clear, but that may be in the middle of March. Right. So otherwise, we are into, second week of March, February calendar month I'm talking. There are no important, news flow except some consumer price inflation data from India. But, we are not data dependent market, so data are like usually be ignored. US also, there is some retail sales data, this and that. There's nothing very, very important. So only the inflation data is considered to be very, very important. Just now I checked some websites, so they're saying that, non-farm payroll data will be coming next Thursday. I don't know. Usually it's supposed to come on the first Friday of the month. Right. Whatever it is, so US markets have shot up. And US market, it has been in consolidation between S&P 500, consolidation between 6,600 and 7,000. So this consolidation has been going on for the last 4 months, since last October. So anyway, next week is going to be very, very critical for our market. So STT hike digested, US trade deal digested, and then, volatility in silver, gold, so they all digested. So logically, market. It may move higher or lower, but it should move higher or lower gradually. Even the last Friday, I'll tell you, Nifty fall 150 point, again rising 150 point, again falling 150 point, again rising 150 point. No, four-way move. I hope that that thing will settle down in the coming weeks. So, moreover, we don't have, number of trading sessions. I think we have only about 12 more trading sessions for the February expiry. I think this counting the number of days all becoming very difficult. US expiry is always on Friday. I think they should move the expiry to Friday. It will be easier to count how many weeks we have for the expiry. Same thing, Nifty also. Lot size is 65. I really don't know. I struggle a lot. I always keep a calculator nearby me, and most of the time I'm spending my time in calculator. Say, for example, I want to execute 13,000 quantity. So, let us say the lot size is 100. Let us say I want to execute 13,000 quantity. Only 9,000 quantity triggered. Okay, maybe for one or the other reason. And then, the remaining is 4,000. It's so simple. But now what is happening? Because the lot size is 65, if I place an order for 13,000 quantity, 6,485 quantity is triggered. Then, if I want to know how much quantity not triggered, I want to place a fresh order, 13,000 minus 6,485, what is that number? I'm a maths teacher, right? And still struggling a lot. In US, no matter what is the stock price, okay, the uniform lot size is 100. And the expiry is always on Friday. So make things very, very simple. So we are making things so much complicated, like long-term options. I took some positions for this year, December series, and last year itself, lot size of 75. Then they changed the lot size to 65. Then, all kinds of things, I have to take the LCM of 65 and 75 and the remaining quantities on all kinds of things, So India is becoming, more and more difficult. That's what foreigners always complain. India is a more difficult place to do the business, but it's even more difficult to be a trader in India, So SEBI should consider, okay, people, they increase the minimum lot size to 15 lakh rupees for indices, but the stock is still staying at 5 lakh rupees. So what happens now? People want to gamble. So they shift the gamble from indices to stocks. Right? So there is no consistency in our policies. Okay. So hope SEBI is watching. They should make, lot size 100, or maybe 50, like easier multiple. Sometimes some of the stocks, I tell you, it creates a hell lot of a problem. And also another thing, I had some positions in ITC. Now what happened? They declared 6 rupees 50 paise dividend. So 350 a call option become 343.5 call option. And 343.5, if you are having a number of lots, number of strikes, they are going to be very, very difficult. So instead what they should do, okay, all the companies who are giving extraordinary dividend, that results in adjustment of the lot sizes. So they should tell them, okay, you should declare the dividend. X date should be the last trading day of the month, expiry. So that, any new change comes, it comes in the new expiry. So the current expiry is not affected. Otherwise, so many changes, lot sizes and all those kind of things. So very, very difficult. So anyway, so that is our job. So we have to do it. Okay. So overall, just to summarize, 25,500 to 26,000 is a range for the next 1 week. And then with the resistance around 25,900, technical resistance. And then the probability of breakout is very high. Then the probability of breakdown, probability break out of 26,000 is high. Then the probability of breakdown of 25,500 on the downside. So it all depends upon the global cues and other things. So like option writers are hoping for the time decay, as we have only 12 more trading sessions. So that is how we look at this market as of now. So let us see what is going to happen. Hope you enjoyed watching this video. Thank you for watching.